Hey there, I'm Becca. This is Keith. And this is our home, Vagari, which means to wander. And that's the plan, to wander around the world on our sailboat. Off we go, onward to Jamaica. Let's see, it should take us about 5 days. Thinking we might get there by Christmas, maybe not. Regardless, it's a beautiful day. We're excited for the sail. It's a little tough to go that direction this time of year, but you know, we have a weather window as good as possible, I think, for December, so we're gonna take it. We shall see. Anchor is up. We are leaving the anchorage right now. I'm at the helm, Keith's at the bow, cleaning the mud off the anchor and the bow, and yeah, then he'll come back here in the cockpit, and off we go to Jamaica. First stop, Montego Bay is the plan, so looks like a good day for a sail. It's beautiful out. Water is this amazing color, skies are super blue. Alright, that's it. No more Guanaja.
Bye bye Guanaja.
Bye bye Guanaja.
We will miss you.
Yeah, we will. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was. On our way to Jamaica, making a little over 6 knots. About 10 knots of wind. Usually about 50 to 60 degrees apparent wind right now. So just off the beat. Making pretty good time. See how we go.
It's pretty comfortable.
I got off.
No! Wow. Oh man.
That.
So sad. First hit, fish is gone. I saw that one jump out of the water after the lure.
I don't know, I got it right now.
No? He's off.
Big old boy, whatever he is. Keep going, buddy. You ain't going.
Right at the edge of the shelf, like you said. Good job. Giving you a good fight?
Yeah, he is. Big old boy, whatever it is.
Come on, tuna. Or mahi, what do you think?
Usually tuna got one big run in him. This guy hasn't ran yet.
Alright, let's see.
There he is. Gotta get back in the water.
Barracuda, barracuda, barracuda. Always a barracuda. Now that we can see it. There he is. Okay, it's been 24 hours since we've left.
That is correct.
How far have we gone?
About 115 miles in 24 hours. Pretty good effort. We had a good time last night, but slow going today. Pretty much have been becalmed most of the day, but that was what the forecast showed for.
Yeah, we were expecting it.
Yeah, and then hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning, these magical northwest winds come in, so we can go east-northeast, basically up the rest of the way to Jamaica in about 2 or 3 days. But for now, calm seas, making about 3 to 4 knots, using a little bit of motor, and got both the sails up. Probably should be running the spinnaker, but I don't know.
Maybe we'll do it. We did get a few hits on the fishing line.
Yeah, we had 3 hits, 1 catch. It was a barracuda.
Which we just recently caught and ate.
So we gave it back.
Back to the ocean it went. We didn't need any more barracuda.
Just missed. They bent the hooks. Both of them bent the hooks, so we need stronger hooks than what we currently have.
Yeah. But it is a beautiful day despite the little wind. decided to not be lazy and get the spinnaker out and fly it, because we actually have really great winds for it. They're light, they're out of the right direction, so probably be more comfortable sailing, even though this isn't all that uncomfortable right now. But it'll also, we'll probably go a little faster because the spinnaker is made for light weather, and that's what we have. So we are going to do this. Got it unstuck. Womp. 5 minutes after going to all the trouble of taking the spinnaker out and putting it up, which actually wasn't that much trouble really, it didn't take long at all. The wind completely dies. And yeah, now we gotta go take it down because it's just kind of free floating out there with no wind at the moment, unfortunately. As it goes, just gotta roll with the punches.
Alright, all you should have to do is let the line loose a little bit.
Yeah, I'll just let the sheet out as you bring it down. Sounds good. So we don't have any film from December 24th, Christmas Eve, which was our last day at sea from Guanaja to Jamaica. So it was just a little chaotic. We were still beating, trying to get as far north as possible to get above the island, because our plan was to get to Montego Bay, which is on the north coast. So yeah, it was just kind of busy, and then
yeah, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 hours away, so 40 miles maybe. Heard a sound we hadn't quite heard before. It was like a high-pitched sound of the prop or a shaft spinning is what I thought initially, and then went down below, and after some quick investigation we realized that the electric motor shaft and the boat shaft, which are connected by this thing called a coupler, the coupler broke, and so the shafts were no longer connected, which meant that the boat shaft was not spinning, but the electric motor shaft was spinning. And so after a little bit of investigation, we suspected it was going to be a fouled prop because the boat shaft couldn't turn. And so we decided that the best course of action at that point was going to be to sail to the west coast of Jamaica, to like Bina Grill, a place called 11 Mile Beach or Bloody Bay. And So we held tight and for about 6 to 8 hours, held about a 45-degree angle, as tight up to the wind as we could, and came in just before sunset. Didn't have any charge, which is really not good. One time we wanted to do it, we were kind of struck, or hamstrung. So we but luckily found a fisherman about a half mile away, and he directed us to the safe way to enter the bay. And so we got in and dropped anchor and said we'll deal with all this tomorrow. And that was Christmas Eve.
Yeah. And we chose Negril because it was an open bay versus even if we had made it onto the north coast in Montego Bay, it was going to be a lot of maneuvering to get into a protected area to anchor. And we didn't have our motor, so it was just a matter of having to sail right onto anchor. So, yeah. So then we spent the holiday kind of fixing the boat, I guess.
Okay, it is Christmas Day.
Christmas morning.
Christmas morning in Jamaica. What are we doing, Becca?
I have to get in this water to check the prop to see if something's stuck on it as to why we didn't have engine, or why we had engine problems yesterday.
And this is what we had to. So we had to drop anchor under sail, and Becca's now jumping in the water at 8 o'clock in the morning on Christmas morning.
So I'm gonna test it with my toes first because I'm worried it's gonna be a little.
How cold is it?
Because it's early in the morning. Oh, actually.
Feels pretty nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice water. I mean, it's not like it's not bath water, but it's nice.
It's December 25th.
I know.
In the northern hemisphere.
I know.
Do it. Just go for it, babe. Listen.
It's like not quite a polar plunge, I guess.
Oh my god. Oh, you're so dramatic. It's like the winch button all over again.
Okay, ready? Ooh, that's refreshing.
Nice.
Christmas. Right, so I get my...
Okay, what'd you find out?
What's that?
What'd you find out?
There was a really long fishing line wrapped the whole length of the shaft, like super tight, so I had to take the knife and saw it off, essentially.
How many feet do you think? Like hundreds of feet of fishing line, maybe?
At least. I mean, it was wrapped around like thousands of times.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Literally almost the whole length of our shaft. Like, it was insane.
And now the shaft is free spinning again?
Yeah, I can move it both directions.
Did you have a look around at the rudder and everything?
I did. Everything else looks fine.
Everything else looks good?
There's a little bit of growth down there that we got from the Bay Islands because it wasn't there.
Slackers.
Yeah, but and then it's like so a few small barnacles probably to clean off, and I think probably we want to change the zincs that are on the side, but the zincs on the shaft look fine.
Cool. We will do that, and now we can go back to trying to put the coupler back together.
Yeah. And then have a working motor.
Yeah, and then maybe move away from this lovely little swell we got out of here. It's nice. It's pretty actually protected for the pinch we were in, but it's about
At least it was an open bay that we could just sail onto anchor. We didn't have to do a lot of maneuvering to get in here.
Did you think I was crazy when I told us we had to go down to when we were down to office and we practiced sailing on anchor? And I was like, you never know when you're.
I always thought it was fun. I was hoping we'd never actually have to do it, but at least we have the skill, so I'm glad.
And we stayed calm throughout the process. All right. Let's see how we go.
Okay.
The second part of the fix does not look to be nearly as enjoyable. Becca, can you tell me what you're doing without looking up?
I am attempting to take the second half of the coupler off the boat prop so that we can put it all back together.
And why are you...
But I'm doing it all blind because it lives under the engine, so I can't see anything, so I'm doing it all by feel, which is not easy. I have to remove 4 bolts and not lose a little key piece that holds it together.
Literally called the key.
Yeah, and then we have to take a look at it, line it all back up, put it all back together.
All without dropping any of the critical pieces because the bilge is
like 5 foot
5
deep.
feet below it and almost inaccessible down there. I'll be going swimming and being very unhappy if we drop something.
Yeah, swimming in a bilge, not swimming in the ocean, which is much more disgusting.
Even in a clean boat like ours.
Okay, you want to explain what's going on?
So this is the magic coupler that connects the electric motor's boat electric motor shaft, which is right here, and it kind of hard to explain, but the electric motor is directly driven and it has a shaft on it. It's 1 inch, and the boat shaft, which has the prop, is 1.5 inch. So we had this specially designed piece that's 1.5 inch on one side and 1 inch on the other side. And then there's these two things called keyways that slide in on to both the coupler, and then on the shaft there's the other half of that key. And so those keys fit in there. And Becca was down there below taking this apart. We have to put this back together, but I wanted to look at it and make sure that it wasn't damaged, and there was a little bit of damage right inside here, so I have to use my good friend Ed Lowry's file and file that smooth enough to get this key to eventually fit in there. It's pretty close now.
But why are we taking this all apart?
And for the absolute reason of because we have an electric motor, which something I didn't really think about, and it'd be interesting to talk to the manufacturer of the motor about this. When a diesel motor gets its prop fouled, and by that I mean when it gets usually a line wrapped around the prop, eventually that gets so spun up that the motor cannot overcome the torque, and then the diesel motor will die because it's too high, and so the torque's too high for the demand, and it basically just bogs the diesel down and it dies. An electric motor doesn't have that problem. So without a electrical fail-safe, which as Brian mentioned might be something that we might be able to talk to Electric Yacht about, is getting them short of an electric fail-safe, the weakest point in the system mechanically will break, because the motor has an unlimited amount of torque, and it will not die when there's a higher call on the torque. And eventually it got so high that it was spinning, and the boat shaft said, I'm not spinning. And it said, well, the weakest part of the link, either the shaft's going to bend, or thankfully, but what happened before that was the coupler bolts broke. And you can see 2 of these bolts are missing heads. This is what they looked like, and this is what they look like now. And so the bolts sheared off, created enough movement to work the key out. The key popped out, and then the coupler fell off. And the bolts then eventually vibrated loose, and the coupler fell off. The most miraculous thing is that we did not have a spare one of these, and we do not have a spare one of these. Both of these fell off underway and sailing, and landed in essentially like a nice little box that I could just pull out of a dry area in the bilge area. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. But it looks like, knock on wood, there is no structural damage. And as bad as this is, and we were frustrated by it, because of what happened and because of the characteristics of the electric motor, this is the best solution. The best fail point, because the next fail points would either be the motor mounts would actually rip out, and the motor would start to turn inside of here, which would be disastrous, or more likely the prop would bend, and you would wind up with a bent prop and twisted prop, and then you would have to replace everything. So anyway, we're going to see if we can get it all back together, but that's that.
So this is our Christmas morning.
Christmas morning. We're going to be done though, and then we can move to a more calm little anchorage.